All right, ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to another great episode on your favorite political talk show, The Truth, with Ben Jokes. Tinubu approves 20 billion for NASDAQ to enforce space regulation. 20 billion naira in an organization that contributes absolutely nothing to this country. So, to those who always ask, what would Peter Obi have done differently? There are 1,001 things that Obi would have done differently to make this country better. In fact, there's nothing Tinubu is doing that Obi would have done the same way. Nothing. This kind of spending can never happen under a Peter Obi presidency. And Adewale here says, another miscellaneous spending. Can someone explain to me the usefulness of this organization? No usefulness at all. Official K here says, of course, medical bills in France has to be paid for. This guy is saying that he's hiding his bills under approval for that organization. And Okpeyemi says, another embezzlement. Let us just call it what it is. No need for sugarcoating. It is purely a plan to embezzle. And it is such a pity. Just 3 days ago, this administration took fresh loans from World Bank. One, $400 million. The other one, $632 million. And these loans are secured using our crude oil in advance. We pay in advance with crude oil. But look at what they do with the money. You mortgage the future to embezzle. What a disaster. And few hours ago, the youths of Nigeria came down heavily on Tinubu and Minister of Communications Bosun after an unfortunate call in Ogun State. And just as Nigerians were yet slamming Bat and the Minister Bosun, that update from INEC began making the rounds. INEC has disgraced Akpabio and Yaya Bello by dismissing the petition to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti, and this has sent the nation into wild jubilation and mixed reactions. Before I show you details of these top stories and how Nigerians reacted, let me quickly show you these videos. First video here is a very disappointing video coming out of Edo State. The pain of the citizens of Edo State who are being killed daily by herdsmen has been reduced to mere politics. APC shamelessly claiming that the killing of 16 Fulanis in Uromi was orchestrated by the PDP. See the video.
Trouble is brewing in Edo State if the allegations of the ruling All Progressives Congress chairman Jared Tenebe against the People's Democratic Party is taken seriously. According to Tenebe, the PDP is strategizing to force President Tinubu to declare a state of emergency in Edo State because they have no confidence in securing victory at the Edo Election Petition Tribunal scheduled to declare judgment on Wednesday. According to the APC chairman, the PDP has resorted to acts of sabotage, hoping to manipulate public perception and judicial sentiment in their favor.
We saw that mayhem in Uromi, and it is clear that it was an act orchestrated and carried out by the PDP. You even saw Abat Obaze when he started making insinuations in his interviews, where he clearly said that the people of Uromi had to come out to attack the kidnappers, maim the kidnappers because Mondiokbewolo failed to provide security.
He called on security agencies to immediately arrest the PDP chairman, Tony Azegbemi, and other stakeholders for treasonable acts.
I urge the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to liaise with embassies in countries where these PDP members reside and request their extradition for prosecution. Terrorism, a violent attack against the peace of our nation, cannot and will not be tolerated.
All efforts to reach the Edo PDP chairman, Tony Azegbemi, proved abortive as he neither picked a call placed to him nor responded to message requesting his response.
You saw that. And for me, this is such a shame. Your people are dying every day. They are being kidnapped and the women raped. They decided to take laws into their hands and defend themselves after months of neglect by the APC government led by Monday Ekpebolo. And instead of showing some remorse, the APC have turned this into a political saga. And if there is any party that wastes people's lives in order to discredit a government, it is the APC. That was exactly what they did with Jonathan. And perhaps that is why they are accusing PDP of doing the same thing in Edo State. But overall, this is so wrong. This is not the time for this at all. This is the time for you to stand with your people. Southern leaders have failed to acknowledge the pains of the citizens, and it saddens me. The next video here is from Senator Abo backing Natasha. See the video.
Natasha is doing what she's doing. And I heard that they want to call her. Nobody can call Natasha. Take a note and write it down. Nobody can call Natasha. You see, we are not a banana republic. The idea they will recall her and they went and forged signatures, 250 signatures. Let me give you these figures. They registered voters in Kogi Central.
Very briefly, we've got about a minute left, unfortunately.
The registered voters in Kogi Central is over 500,000 registered voters. Section 69 of the 1999 Constitution said that you must have more than half of registered voters before they recall you. They got 250,000 signatures and submitted to INEC. And the law says that they must have 250,000 plus people who appeared for a referendum to return her. Now look at the 2023 election. The voter turnout on the national scale is just 27%. The vote that Natasha got to take her to the Senate is 54,000. Her opponent, closest one, got 52,000. LP, NNPP, and other people, all the votes of 2023, it's just 106,000. That is representing 22.1%, 21.2%. Now, if the whole vote of Kogi Central for PDP, APC, Labour Party, NNPP is just 21%, that is 106,000. Why will they manufacture a 50% vote? That is over 200,000 people to recall Natasha. It's just to keep her busy. They cannot recall her. My advice to her is that she should continue pressing her own and be sincere, be truthful, and stand firm against dictatorship.
You saw that. Senator Abo there proving that mathematically it is impossible to recall Natasha. And that argument makes perfect sense. In short, they shouldn't have tried to even begin the process if not because of the kind of society that Nigeria is. And I am very glad that he called the signatures obtained by those APC members fake signatures, because they were actually fake. You brought a petition without signatures, and INEC said, no, you need above 300,000 signatures. And the next day, you turned up with 250,000 signatures. How? It is time we call a spade a spade. Wherever we find ourselves in this country, we must say what these guys are doing without sugarcoating it. They faked those signatures. And it is time Nigerians rise against the APC and begin to demand accountability from political elites. Now, let us look at the top stories. First is that call from Tinubu's Minister of Communication in Ogun State. And that call sounded insensitive and it got Nigerian youths really angry. And next is that update from INEC dismissing the petition seeking to recall Senator Natasha. Let's start by taking that call from Minister Bosun in Ogun State. Look at how the papers reported it. Federal government to youths: quit worrying about hardship, embrace technology. Minister of Communications and Digital Economy Bosun Tijani has told Nigerian youths to stop worrying about hardship and leverage the abundant opportunities in technology to achieve financial freedom and build a robust future for themselves. He spoke in Abeokuta, Ogun State on Monday at the inauguration community ICT center he donated to Egbaland. The hub was built by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NIDA. The minister, who recalled his personal experience growing up in Abeokuta, noted that there was a lack of ICT facilities where talented youths could expand their horizons. He said the new facility was put in place to bridge the gap and create an avenue for youths to explore creativity and talents. He therefore charged the youths to remain focused and not be discouraged, adding that there are massive employment opportunities in technology world. If you ask anyone that works in technology, the entry salary is between 350,000 naira and 500,000 naira. Technology pays really well. So instead of worrying about things being hard, they should take advantage of centers like this, empower themselves, and go for the opportunities the world has to offer them, he said. You heard that. Now, one of the ways to know how fraudulent these APC guys are is that they know how to shift the goalpost very well. How does the ICT center you built help to solve the basic problems of Nigerians? You are not the one to tell us how to thrive. We know how to thrive. Nigerians have been forging ahead in technology without even needing the help of the government. So what are you talking about? What we are saying is that give us steady power supply. That is one of the things we have been asking for, and you have not been able to do it. Who are you to tell us what to do in technology, Bosun? Or is it because they gave you Minister of Communications and Technology? You think you are better than us? And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. D here says, this man is just useless. Why are the youths always disappointing whenever they give them small opportunity? This one has been saying rubbish since given an opportunity to serve. And Tunde Alobe here says, technology without affordable, reliable electricity is hallucination. That is it. And Abubakar Abdullah here says, youths to federal government, quit stealing our money. Stop your useless programs to end hardship you created by yourselves to the masses. These programs are absolutely useless to Nigerians. And Umar here says, stop deceiving Nigerian youths and do the needful. Mr. Minister Bosun Tijani, there isn't enough electricity in Nigeria to support what you are saying. That is the absolute truth. Go and stabilize power and stop thinking you can deceive Nigerians. And Kate says, who they talk no be analog. Has the federal government embraced technology? Rubbish talk. This is how you know that they are scammers. Go to all government offices in Nigeria. There's nothing technological about it, nothing digital about it. Everything is still analog, and you are coming to preach technology to youths. And just as Nigerians were yet reacting to that, that update from INEC began making the rounds. Look at how the papers reported it. Breaking: INEC rejects petition to recall Senator Natasha, cites failure to meet constitutional requirements. Sahara reporters. The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has declared that the petition seeking the recall of Senator Natasha Akpoti has failed to meet the constitutional threshold required for such a process. The electoral body made this revelation on Thursday afternoon in a post on its official X, formerly Twitter, handle. The petition for the recall of the senator representing the Kogi Central Senatorial District has not met the requirement of Section 69 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended. INEC wrote, this latest twist in the recall saga comes barely a week after INEC initially accepted the petition following the submission of contact details and addresses by petitioners. INEC's sudden rejection of the petition raises questions, especially considering that just days ago, the Commission confirmed it had moved to the verification stage to determine whether the petition had the support of more than 50% of 474,554 registered voters in Kogi Central Senatorial District. However, today's announcement suggests that the petition has failed at this critical stage, though INEC has yet to provide details on the specific shortfall. This development is likely to fuel further speculation that the recall effort was politically motivated. The move to recall Senator Natasha Akpoti has been engulfed in controversy, with allegations that political allies of former Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello orchestrated the process. Akpoti has been an outspoken critic of the Kogi political establishment, particularly the administration of the former governor. Multiple reports indicated that some voters were deceived into signing the recall petition under the pretense of an empowerment program. That is it. INEC said it has failed. They have thrown it out. And I hope they can sustain this, because we all know that these guys are not independent. They just carry the independent for head like name, but they are not truly independent. So I hope they are going to sustain this, because it came to all Nigerians as a shock that INEC could throw out a petition that was championed by Godswill Akpabio. So it is a shock to Nigerians. And look at how Nigerians reacted. Let's take some of the tweet reactions. FBO Lisa here says, Chai Akpabio, Oya, go and beg Natasha. And Okute's daughter here says, if they had succeeded in shutting her off from that rally, she would have been recalled. The massive organic support they saw and public outburst is the sole reason for this rejection. This is a testament that if Nigerians could summon courage, their oppressors definitely will bow. This is what I've been saying on this channel for the umpteenth time. Since day one, I've been saying it. If Nigerians can stand up and say enough is enough, I am telling you, they will have their way, because these guys are very few. The people of Kogi Central came out for Natasha, even with the ban that Ododo placed on movement. And that could be one of the reasons why this rejection came to be. And I said it yesterday. Edo Wizard here says, good one. Let's hope this is a sign of accountability on your side. We have trust issues with you, but we appreciate the transparency on this one. This guy is saying he does not totally trust INEC, that they can wake up tomorrow and say they have accepted it again. Samuel here says, I hope tomorrow you guys will not come out and say it has met the requirements just like the last time. And Davido replied, he said, exactly, has not met, sounds like it will later meet the requirements. People don't trust INEC at all, of course, for good reasons. And Kingsley here says, you already knew it was a sham. Now this is not enough. The world knows that the signatures were forged, which amounts to identity theft, which is a crime under our laws. You have to hold any individual who represented that recall process responsible, hand them over to the authorities, and let them explain how they gathered signatures of unsuspecting citizens just to push a selfish and devilish agenda. Honestly, if we want to be a serious nation, it should not just stop at Nigerians jubilating that Natasha will not be recalled. How did they get the 250 signatures? They were obviously fake signatures procured through fraudulent means. So all those guys, especially that woman that was running her mouth at the INEC office, all of them must be gathered, and they must tell us who is bankrolling them. Not that we don't already know, but these are some of the things that we can do if we actually want to have a nation that makes sense, because the whole world is watching, which might even be one of the reasons why this recall didn't take place. Natasha has gone everywhere, including to the Interparliamentary Organization, in Geneva. So the whole world is watching to see how this plays out. And it could be one of the reasons why the petition was rejected. But it shouldn't stop there. These guys who came up with these fake signatures should be prosecuted and jailed. Is that going to happen, or will it not? We'll keep our fingers crossed and see how it goes. But until then, make I still enter town. Make I go get some ogbonge political news wey una go like. Why? Because of una. Now I dey here. So don't go away. Don't go.